Hello YouTube. This week we saw Raiden. Raiden kind of fell from the sky like, any fallen angel from the heavens. I did like Blue, who was the first one on the scene to find Raiden. And when I first saw her, I thought, when he fell like in the countryside of wherever city or state. And, she's a country girl who lives on a farm and, was going to find him. I was kind of thinking of Superman pretty much, when Kyle first came, they took him in. That's why I kind of thought that was going to happen until I saw the guys in the white jackets come with the syringes and tackle her down to the ground and pretty much tackle him to the ground and stick the syringe in his neck, which I was just like, ugh, when I saw that. But then again, if he was walking around, saying that he's but the one thing I just kept thinking the whole time he's in there, I'm like, dude, why don't you just use your mystic powers to get out of the straitjacket and get out of this facility? And then I thought maybe when he fell to Earth, he fell into like a mortal form, and that's why he can't use his power. So I was like, okay, I can understand that. I did like that look on Raiden. He had that really content look, like, look, motherfucker, I'm the god of thunder. Keep fucking with me, I'll kill your ass. The part when they lobotomized him, I mean, that was just a little bit too far, but then again, these are the doctors in there who think, they know best, so whatever. But the one thing that I was just like, I almost didn't like Dr. Shit saw that was strange is that he kept coughing up blue blood. I'm like, dude, do you not see this? He's coughing up all this blood. There should be some kind of indicator that something ain't right here. Later on, after he got lobotomized again, this time with like, I think 6 taps, the way that they lobotomized him is definitely the same way that they lobotomized Baby Doll from Sucker Punch. And when he was laying there, Blue had broken in, because earlier he had said that he had a plan, and pretty much was a diversion for her to get the keys. When she came into her room to release his spirit from the binds of the mortal body, I kind of understood that. But after she killed him, or whatever you want to say, and he disappeared and blood went flying everywhere. And then of all places for him to teleport, he teleports into Chinatown. That was hilarious. I saw the guy with the wicker hat, and I was just like, yeah, he's going to probably take that hat. He walked right past the guy, turned around, gave him that look with the lightning flash in his eye, just grabbed the hat, and just kind of walked away into the camera. Hello YouTube. This week we finally got to see Scorpion Sub-Zero. When the episode first opens out, we see Scorpion running through the woods, and the whole time I'm thinking, okay, he's not in this suit. Maybe he's being chased by Sub-Zero or somebody from the Lin Kuei, which is Sub-Zero's clan if you don't follow the storyline. Now when he got knocked down, I'm like, oh shit, he's done. And then, lo and behold, we see Scorpion's son. I'm like, oh, that's right, he did have a son. And he was married. Now, I like how the setting of this whole episode is. Every episode, so far, it seems to be in its own world of itself. This episode, it looks modern day, but it doesn't look like he's near any city. It's like his village and clan live up in the mountains. As we see with his family, he's very calm. He's very patient. He's a loving father, a loving, husband. I mean, just watching, them eat dinner and talk, I was just like, wow, this is a side of Scorpion we never seen. We never seen the humanity in him, the loving side of him. We never get to ever see this. We don't see Scorpion before all the tragedy that Sub-Zero had put on him. We've never seen that. And so that was a breath of fresh air to see that. I was just in awe of the whole thing, and I'm pretty sure you guys were too. I got a little gripe that it was all subtitled, but this took me back to watching, old Bruce Lee flicks when I was a kid, so this was great. Now, when the soldiers came to his house and was like, the general's coming a day earlier, we need you to come. I was like, oh, okay, shit happens like that, but then their eyes glowed blue, I was like, okay, something ain't right here, obviously. Now let's talk about Scorpion's outfit. It looked kick-ass. his mask, the bottom part, the mask that actually covers the bottom part of his face, it kind of reminded me of an Oni mask, which in my opinion was probably better than having just like a regular cloth or what the mask was in, the first Mortal Kombat. As he's walking through the woods, it cuts away and you see the Lin Kuei make their way to his village. And I'm like, well, alright, here we go. Well, we hear the swifty footsteps of who else but Sub-Zero. And there's Sub-Zero. And surprise attack, sucker punch, headbutt. Damn, that had to suck. And, well, frozen blood, he smashes the head. I mean, that is just brutal. I do like the way they did Sub-Zero. It was great. The only thing that would have made it a little bit better is if while he was talking, there was coming out of the frontal vents. If the breath air would have came out, the whole breath air would have came out just a little bit more, like every time he talks. Your mom's a bitch! Motherfucker, come here! Hello YouTube, let's skip everything and get right on into it. Now, they cut away and they show what's going on in Scorpion's house. The Lin Kuei is now in his house. They're taking possession of his son. His mom is hiding and he looks over and he sees his spear. Now, one of my friends made a prediction about this episode and unfortunately they were off because I know the story from, following Mortal Kombat from the beginning on to now, especially from the new game. And they was fighting, and I was like, bob and weave, up there you go, and then Sub-Zero did that flip kick. I was just like, oh shit, that might have done it in, that stunned him at least. But then Scorpion prevailed and started running back, to his village. Now, I've read this over in my head so many times of the tragedy that Sub-Zero puts on Scorpion, but it's nothing until you actually see it. I mean, when he finally gets there, you can just see the horror on his face as he just looks around at his village, and I'm just like, oh man, my heart sunk. I am not kidding. When he turned and saw his wife frozen, but even more so when, in his horror, he turned around and saw his son frozen. That was just too much. And it really showed the depth of the emotional effect in this episode. It was spot on. Alright, now when Scorpion is on his knees dealing with the loss of his family and his village, Sub-Zero comes out of nowhere, just stabs him in the back and gives a speech, not a long speech, but a speech nonetheless on how his clan was inferior and him and his family will now rot in the afterlife. And then we see the ice engulf him and the last thing he sees is his dead son's frozen body. Then a twist happens. We see Shang Tsung come walking up and starts talking to Sub-Zero. And we're like, wait a minute, is Shang Tsung in cahoots with Sub-Zero? And then lo and behold, it's not Sub-Zero at all. It's Quan Chi. They should get away when the two soldiers came to Scorpion's house and their eyes were glowing. I was like, something was wrong there. And then Quan Chi made the promise here.
I come offering redemption. Fight for the Netherrealm, the Mortal Kombat tournament, and in return, I will help you find Sub-Zero, avenge your brothers, and assure you find peace. What he did to your family. Will you do that for me, General Asashi?
And then after he said that, it was just, you can see his soul and his spirit rising from the dead, flames bursting through this frozen body, and he didn't say it, but he should have said Hanzo Hasashi is dead.
Scorpion.
So the way that they ended the episode was good. So we'll see what happens next week. Now I gotta address this because Tabaya 1233, I hope I pronounced that right, I probably didn't, was asking why do I make these reviews so short. I keep them short because I really don't want to give away too much, for those who, haven't been following the storyline from the video games on. So I leave gaps open so you can figure out things on your own without me having to tell you. So there's the reasoning with that.